Alright, what's up guys? Chris Toontown here. Um, Today I'm gonna be doing some solo factories because I need a max promotion and I want to show that you can solo the factory with only 35 gags if you have all your max gags and everything like that. So this is the gag setup I always go with. All your level 6s, max out both of these. Don't bring any trunks or any sound like that. Don't bring $10 bills because those are useless. I have organic lure, so this will be extremely easy. 7 big magnets because you're gonna need a lot of those, and 2 extras that come in handy. So I'm gonna cut out the walking because that's boring. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. Got to an invasion district, and let's just go do it. The only annoying thing is if you're in a busy district, people always try to help you or jump on the elevator. But, it's whatever. And if you do decide to do a solo factory, if you follow this will almost always work if your lure hits every time. So I have tried this over I don't know how many times, but I've been doing the same thing over and over, and it has not failed me so far. There's really 3 useful places to use your foghorn, so I think this first battle is one of them because they're all under level 5. There's no reason to use it in a battle with level 6s. You could use it in the pipe room, but meh. No, I like using it here. Um, the way I do this, I don't use any rewards, and I use over 35 gags, but because of that, you need this cake barrel that's in here. So you always want to, you can do this now or after you do the skelecogs, but personal preference. There's a lot of things you need to remember when you're doing this though. Like, whatever cog you talk to will always have knockback, and so will the last cog. And because I don't have organic throw, I need to pay attention to which cogs I'm using what gag on. Because if you have organic throw, you can take out level 5s without knockback. So, of course, just use your magnets here. Save your hypnos for the silos, because you're going to need them. So, level 5s with knockback, you can kill them with a hose, or just cream them, because I'm using throw because of the cake barrel back there. And the left cog sometimes has knockback, but it's not really like something you should rely on, so I usually just cake this 6 because that's the most reliable. And if your lure never misses in this factory, you will not get hit. Guaranteed. So on the Alright, I'm back, sorry about that. I just creamed the level 5. Yeah, just don't use any squirt here because the only squirt barrel you get, it won't be necessary. So, use your throw while you can. You don't need 7 magnets, you really only need 6. I bring 7 because what else would I bring? And it's good if it misses once. Here, if you play it right, you don't even need to use a cake, but then again, it doesn't matter. So always remember the cog you talk to will have knockback. The middle one won't, so don't waste your time saying, oh, like, that's a 6, why don't you just cream that, because it's not going to work. And then just use a. I usually just use a fruit here because it's probably the best use for it, and it saves a gag. Because from the cake barrels or any barrels, actually, you only get 5 gags of that gag, starting from whatever it is. So like if it's a trunk barrel, you're gonna get, if you're missing 4 trunks, you're gonna get all those trunks and an awooga. So if I would have used a cream there, I would have been 1 cream short, and I would have had 2 fruits, which is pretty useless. So I'm missing 4 creams and a cake, so I'll get all that back, and I won't get my fruit, but I'll have plenty of gags. All in all, I'm pretty sure this takes around 20 minutes. So it's not too much worse than going with a group of a bunch of people, especially in River, because you're going to get lag. But factories are easy in general, so it's not like people are going to misclick and kill you. For doing the solo factory like this, you don't need organic lure, but I think it's the most helpful because organic sound won't kill 6s because 6s have 56 and organic fog does 55, but if it did do 56, then it'd be a lot more useful. So in here, use pretty much all your hoses. You end up using 5, I believe. Oh my god, it's cold. Alright, so yeah, every battle until that is why I bring 7 magnets, because not every single gag is gonna hit. I'll be perfectly fine. If this were to miss on like the Foreman, I would obviously be dead, unless I got lucky. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So 5 with a hose with knockback will die. So definitely want to do that. Level 4s have 30 health, so with a hose on a level 4 will always die. So you don't need knockback, so feel free to hose anything. And because you're only working with 35 gags, if you decide to do this, you will run out of hoses before you get to the lava room, so that's why you bring the fruit. It's useful here because of last guy getting knocked back. There after the lava room, the battle after the lava room, there's 2 level 5s in that battle, so that is the second place that you're going to be using a fog. And the third place is the warehouse, because there's 4 cogs and you can easily take out the first one, and you'll run out of gags if you do anything different. So yep, same old thing over and over. Just make sure you remember which cog is knockback, which one doesn't. So like I said, if your lure misses, don't be too concerned, because you should be able to bounce back. If you have a maxed doodle like I do, you can find a place to use it. because of the way the magnet works, I wouldn't have enough rounds to heal myself without it stepping back, and I would run out of magnets. But in the silos, when you use Hypno on 3 cogs, you can tune yourself up right before you kill the last one if you need to. So in here, you will run out of hoses, but if you only use 1 cream, you will have enough to finish the factory. So just like before, hose the first 2, and then just cream the last one, because you want to make sure you have at least 5 going into the silos. And I will only be using 1 more after this, so be right on track. And this is really reliable, so if you can't get river or something and you're needing to, like, I don't know, get your merits or something, and there's an invasion district but no one's there, you can do this. I'll probably end up soloing the rest of them, just because it's a lot easier than finding a group and going with them and all that. And it could be a lot quicker because you don't know who's going to go on BRB or anything like that. In the lava room, there's an ice cream barrel that gives you 10 Laff points, so I'll be up to 35, so that tune-up won't really be necessary in the long run. Well, using my doodle, that is. Well, there's a trunk barrel here, but if I were to be doing a VP next, I would probably grab that because it would save me some jelly beans, but get the hose barrel because I'm going to be doing more of these. Save myself 5 jelly beans buying a hose. And up here, this is the battle I was talking about, where there's 2 5s and a 4. So, other good time to use the fog. And like I said, the only reason I got hit was because my lure missed, but other than that, if you play smart, or at least follow what I'm doing, you will never get hit in here. Alright, so right now I'm at 22. When I'm done, I will probably have about 6 gags. Only 1 magnet left, which I will be using in the next battle. And then 3 hypnos for the last 3 battles, of course. I don't know. There's not much to say. I find this generally easy, and it's, I don't know, it gets kind of boring after a while, but it's definitely doable. You don't need to waste your rewards to do this. It's not that difficult. Yeah, that's my bad. But as long as this lure doesn't miss, I'll be perfectly fine. Because I will actually have 1 round to tune up before they step back. But I will kill them before that happens. So, perfect time to use a doodle. Or a tune-up card, or anything you want to use or waste or whatever. Or if you're good, or like over 100 Laff and you have a unite you want to waste. Level 6 with knockback, you can just cream that. And now I have 5 creams going into the silos, which is plenty. You don't actually need 5, but it's really helpful. Alright, back up to full. And use your last fog here, because they're all 5 and under. And I don't know, that's why I don't bring any trunks, because they're completely useless in here. Especially because if you're an Uber, you don't enjoy getting hit, and that's all that a trunk would do to you, is get you hit. This is probably the most boring part, in my opinion. I don't want to be sitting here doing this. But yeah, I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend doing this in River if you can avoid it, if there's an invasion district, because it would give you lag. People might try to come on the elevator with you. Alright, so here you need to switch up your strategy a little bit because you have 2 6s and a 7 for the next 2 battles. First thing that's different is you're going to be using Hypnose, which will give you an extra round of them being lured, which could be useful if you need to tune up like once or twice, but get the 6 with the knockback. And now there's a 7, and that 6 might or might not have knockback, and if it doesn't and you try to cream it, it could ruin everything. 7s have 77 health, this does 80. So go ahead and storm him. And then, since the 6 is the last cog, it will have knockback, which is why you need to save your creams after the first 2 battles, or first 3. Let me check if there's an invasion. Alright, it's ending in 1 minute, so should be fresh when I get to the Foreman. Random frame drop. Most of the time spent in the factory when doing this is actually more walking, or at least it's about 50-50, so doing this, it really isn't too much harder than sounding every battle, especially in River when you get lag or someone that's slow to pick their gags. When you're by yourself, it doesn't take as long to register, especially if you're in a quiet district. Alright, same thing as before. Cream the 6, storm the 7, and then cream the other 6. If you have to, like if your lure misses here, it probably, unless you had an extra magnet or something, it wouldn't be smart to use another lure, because what if that misses, then you're dead. You could go with an SOS card or a level 7 gag if you have it, because honestly those aren't too hard to get back. Because from this I will get around 80 lure points, 100 something, 150 or 160 throw points, and 90 something squirt. And no sound, because I was using sound on 5s, and you need to use them on 6 to get skill points. So if you're going to be doing this more than 3 times, feel free to use a wedding at least once, because you will get it back. And the invasion is about to end. So yeah, there it is. And if it doesn't pop right up, I'll just cut it here. Okay, we're all good. Alright, so go into the Foreman with 11 gags, as long as you don't talk to him. Or you could talk to the Foreman, it really doesn't matter. because this is where you'll be using the rest of your stuff. Alright, the only real problem is if this will hit or not. Alright, we're all set. If you need more throw points, you can cream him, but I don't, so just storm and cake. Make sure you save the 9, unless you have organic throw that has 110 health. So if you try to cake it when it doesn't have knockback, it won't die, and then it'll screw up your lure turns and everything will start stepping back and you will probably die. Because everything will be out of order. Well, that's actually just in my case. If you are a high tune, you don't need to be as cautious as if you weren't, because you have all your Laff points to deal with. And that is it. That is how to solo the factory. Hit list, by the way, if your lure doesn't miss, if you don't run into any goons, you should walk in and out with full health. And if you do end up following everything, like all the gags I used in that order, you will get this every single time. No sound, of course, because the fog is on 5. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not too difficult. Definitely something you can do multiple times consistently without any problem. In the end, I walked out with only 6 gags. I would have walked out with 1, but I got the fire hose barrel. That's why you need to be careful and conserve your gags, because if I clicked wrong anytime at all, I might have had to use like a Pete or any of these. And just an update on this, I'm at 39. I plan on maxing Sellbot and then quickly moving on to cash and trying to be a cashbot Uber. After getting all my gag tracks, probably going to be tune-up-less. Maxing those before I even start that, because it probably won't be too difficult. And, yep, that's about it. Thanks for watching, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and see you guys.